Awesome.
Welcome. Yeah, I was so excited to ask you these questions that I completely forgot. Nikhil, what is your favorite dinosaur?
I would say probably Velociraptor, because I saw Jurassic Park and I was like, those are some smart dinosaurs.
Okay. I love that.
All right. What is your favorite word?
Probably clandestine. I always found that word to be very,
okay.
very.
That's a
sneaky.
fun word.
Yeah,
that is very sneaky. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. Do you have a least favorite word?
Probably least favorite word would be something that sounds disgusting to hear, like phlegm, maybe.
That's a good one.
Phlegm is not a happy word for me.
No,
that's a good one. That's especially for you in the music industry. Any singers?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a favorite curse word or like a favorite fantasy curse word replacement, like a favorite fantasy?
Oh, there's so many good ones. Yeah, I think maybe from Stormlight Archive, Storms. I did always like that one. It's a classic.
A good one.
Yeah.
Is there, and I guess this is poignant for you, is there an everyday sound that you love?
Everyday sound. Probably, well, I guess this wouldn't count, right? Like piano music? Piano?
That counts.
Would that be an everyday sound?
Yeah. I mean,
it
is
in
for
your world.
There is no right and wrong answer
exactly.
here, because this is for you. This is your brain.
That's true. Okay. Piano, definitely.
Oh, man, I'm right there with you. I love piano music.
Yeah.
The opposite of that, is there an everyday sound that you don't like or that you hate?
Probably like nails on a chalkboard or something.
Is there a Wheel of Time TV show character, specifically the TV show, that you think would make a good roommate?
Probably Lan, maybe.
Okay.
Because I feel like he's dependable. He's stoic. He's
he'll never be making too much noise, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
So is there a character from the Wheel of Time show that you think would make the very worst roommate?
Probably going back to our conversation from a few moments ago, Mogidi, and freak me out. Like, I do not want that person anywhere near me.
You would never sleep. You would
sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
No way.
I would even take other Forsaken as roommates than Mogidi. Even that sounds better, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So if you have you ever had like even like young Nikhil watching Saturday morning cartoons or anything, a crush on a fictional character, and is there any fictional character currently that you think you have a crush on?
Man, I guess I'm not sure about current, but I know my first crush was probably the Pink Ranger from Power Rangers.
Nice.
When I first saw Power Rangers, that was my jam. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you had the opportunity to align with like any vocation or job or group within fiction, like an Aes Sedai or a Jedi or something like that, what would you want to join? What would you want to be a part of?
Any fiction too. It could be a comic book, a movie, video game, whatever you want.
That is a really good question, and it actually makes it harder. I would probably say the answer I would probably have for that is something that I've always fantasized about ever since I was 8 and I first saw Star Wars, which was the Jedi.
Yeah.
I just tried and true, I always found the Jedi lore very interesting. I found like the idea of being equanimous. It's like a very kind of Eastern philosophy to it, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. There's a heavy line of Buddhism through it.
Oh,
I feel like. Yeah. And then is there any specific like group or job or people or to that a country that you wouldn't want to come from or anything like that in any portrayal of fiction, fantasy?
Probably, okay. This would not be Wheel of Time related, but it would be First Law related.
Okay.
So I don't know if you all have read the First Law series, but by Joe Abercrombie. But basically anything related to that, I would not want to be in that world at all. But there's a particular book of a crew that in this book Best Served Cold, which is kind of like a Count of Monte Cristo revenge story, but it is really just grotesque. And it's just like the people are just like reprehensible characters, and yeah, that's a place I would not fare well in, I think.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
And
I
that's
think
the first law by Joe Abercrombie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great to read, not great to live in.
Yeah, I got to check it out.
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
So this is probably the toughest question, maybe our hardest hitting question. Is
Mm.
there a specific portrayal of the afterlife in any realm of fiction that you wish was true?
Probably, so I grew up in a Hindu household, so the idea of reincarnation is something that was always, in the periphery of my vision anyways. And I've kind of always, gravitated towards that. So that was actually one of the reasons that drew me to Wheel of Time in the first place. So I remember before I even read a book, I remember seeing it on that IMDb and I looked it up. And I saw that they had elements of reincarnation in it. They had elements of Eastern philosophy and everything. And that is what kind of propelled me to go, I'm going to try to read this. So it was actually directly as a result of being drawn to that aspect of the Wheel of Time series. So yeah, I would say the reincarnation aspect of it and the Wheel of Time.